So what's up guys, Lazy Neil here, and today I'm going to be stress testing the Honor Magicbook X16. So this one is going to be a pretty quick one, not like my previous two videos. I know they were pretty long, but really I couldn't help with the time of it because that's how long it took to make that video. To be honest, it took way longer, and I tried to short it out as much as I can, and also at the same point of time, give you the actual results. So in this video, I'm going to keep it as short as I mentioned before, and I'm going to be testing out the temperatures and basically showing you guys what you can expect from the Honor Magicbook X16. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to be also be testing out with a laptop cooler. So I bought this cooler from Deep Cool, and this is a nice cooler, to be honest. The reason I like it is because it's very compact, really nice and sleek. I know it's a bit of a, it doesn't sit well on a surface itself, but you can always just open these flaps up and then you get a good experience. So that's about that. I'm going to be, so basically the whole point is that I'm going to be testing out with and without the cooler itself. So basically what you can expect with and what you can expect without the cooler itself. Now this is going to be the worst case scenario. Keep in mind I'm running Prime 95 and I'm running Firmark, which is basically maxing out everything. So this is the worst case scenario. So just keep that in mind. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so I have set up some things and also got the camera a bit closer so you guys can see a bit better on the screen itself. So I have some things like, for example, Prime 95, I have Firmark, I have the task manager, and I wanted to show you this. This is very important, guys, for the test itself, and so you guys understand what exactly I'm testing in this case. So this is the 12450H, which is there in this laptop itself, and it's an 8 core with 12 threads and 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. So what you need to know is that it should always be at least at 2 gigahertz, not 2.0. Yes, you can say 2.0, but basically it has to be at 2.0 or 2 gigahertz in this case, and it can boost up to 4.4. And as per the efficiency cores are concerned, it's around 1.5 and the base at 3.3. So just keep that in mind while we do the benchmark. So if it goes below that, that means it is 3PU throttling. And also I'm going to be measuring, not measuring exactly, just showing, just basically telling you all if the chassis itself gets a little too hot or too uncomfortable. So that's about that. And yeah, that's about that. And let's start off with just showing you all the current temperatures. So we have this. These are all the clocks, by the way, 4 picos and 4 ecos. And then we also have, the current values. So 45, 42, 40. And we have the max over here at 62, 63, 43, and the min at 41, 38, 38. So this is currently the base of it, which I just want to show you all, guys. And keep in mind, guys, this is extremely synthetic benchmark. I'm basically going to be just maxing out the CPU and the GPU. This normally never happens. Just keep that in mind. This never happens. So this is literally a synthetic benchmark and basically just taking it at the limits to show you all guys if it throttles or not. So that's about that. If you want something practical, you can check out the video editing and the gaming test. You can check it out over there, and you can get a better picture over there. They are a bit longer, but they are the reality ones, kind of a thing. This is synthetic. This is basically just just taking it to the max, and hopefully it doesn't throttle. So that's about that. So let's start off with the stress test itself. So let's go and let's start off Prime 95. This is literally insane. Prime 95 is one of the most insane ones. And also let us turn on, just for the lols of it, let's turn on CPU burn also. Prime 95 already does it, but just for the lols of it. Let's go to the performance. Yes, the performance. And let's expand this a bit. So see, the base speed has to be at 2 gigahertz. Currently, it is boosting at 3.29 at this point of time. And the current CPU temperatures are going at 95, which is bad, and 95 pretty quickly. I forgot to turn on the timer, but let's just do that. And let's, so I'll just turn on the timer over here. So, so I'm gonna keep it over here. It's in the background. And basically we get some kind of a readout kind of a thing. So yeah, that's about that. So currently it's trying to boost. I don't have any cooling or anything of that sort. Still pretty manageable. There's not much heating at this point of time. And yeah, so currently it is at 82, 83, 71, and it has maxed out at 96. So what the CPU does is that to keep its temperatures lower, it basically tries to clock down the speed itself. You see the speed, and if you see over here, the speed is basically trying to clock it down to get the temperatures in check. So that's what it does. But it does get the temperatures check. Yes, it does reduce the temperatures, but at the same time you do get a reduced performance, which is bad. So that's basically what throttling is, okay, at the end of the day. Currently it is 1 minute 9 seconds. So that's good. It is still trying to keep its boost. Again, 4.4 is the boost it can go to, but 2 is the base, so it is still boosting at zero point 0.6, I could say, to an extent, at least trying to. So yeah, that's about that. You can see over here also the P and the E cores still trying to boost, so that's good. It's literally at max. So let me just get this a bit here. So see, the CPU is at 2.66 gigahertz, and the GPU is literally at 100%, and also the memory is at 14.6. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, currently 80, 81 is still trying to keep it, which is pretty good in my books for now. 2 minutes. So still trying to keep its boost. Um, it's getting a bit hot on this side. On this side is fine to an extent, but on this side it's starting to get a bit hotter. Not unbearable, not something which is like literally insane, but yeah, it's still trying, because again this is a metal chassis. So what happens is that the heat itself basically disperses between the metal chassis. Over here there's a fan. On this side there's a fan. On this side is the CPU itself, I'm assuming. So it is getting a bit hotter, but this side is not that hot as this side. So just keep that in mind, I guess. So yeah, it's still trying to keep it at 2.62, which is pretty good, and 100% CPU, and the memory is still over here and still over here. Currently temperatures are at 81, 81, 70, which is not too shabby. It has been 3 minutes 9 seconds as per the time is concerned. It will be maybe 10 seconds difference from the time I started, but not too shabby, not too shabby for a laptop, which is again not a gaming laptop. It is literally a productivity laptop, and without any integrated graphics, and yeah, without much cooling. I would say it does have I would say good cooling, but if you see this, it's still trying to keep it, but at the same time it's reducing also little by little. So I don't like this part though. This part is fairly hot now. This part is fine. This part is fine. This part is becoming fairly hot, like, like pretty hot. Again, this is a very synthetic test, and normally we don't go that far. But as you see, the temperatures are at 76, 77, 68, which is good. But the clock speeds are gradually decreasing with this. If you see this chart over here, it should give 2.0. If it gives lower than that, that means it is throttling. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Over here it's around 2.4. This is going literally very slow. At 400 is getting it from time to time. So that's about that. 74, 72. Again, I'm trying to keep. Okay, now it has reduced. If you see over here, and this is, I think, the overall. I may be wrong on this, but if you see, currently it is on 1.99, which is lower than 2, at least in the task manager is concerned. So it is throttling right now. This is really, really hot on this side. 5 minutes at this point of time. 70, 71, 64 degrees. By the way, this is a real time test, literally. It's going to be around 10-minute-ish test, I would say. And then I'm going to be, adding this cooler to see if that, increases the speed and also decreases. So basically it decreases the temperatures and then increases at least to 2 gigahertz. That's at least what I'm expecting adding the cooler. So currently at 1.88 gigahertz, at least as per the task manager is concerned. CPU is at 95, 13.7. Yeah, over here currently 70-ish, 1.796. If you see, you get a good breakdown on this side. It is literally the overall. Over here you get a good breakdown. And basically I just want to see how hard it throttles at the end of the day. Maybe at around 8-minute mark, I may just, stop this, maybe not stop it, not stop the benchmark or the stress test exactly, but maybe add this, I guess. So let's just do that in some time. But yeah, it is again throttling a bit by zero point 0.8, so around 20. So 0.81. Again, the temperatures are not too shabby, but again, the speeds are literally reducing as it goes. Again, you can see it over here too. Let's see what the power draw is. 23 watts power. Max it has gone to 81. And see, the picos and the ecos are all fully utilized. Currently it's at 1 point. This is literally thermal throttling, by the way. 1.77 is not good because the base, the minimum we should be getting is 2 gigahertz, but we are not even getting that. We are going at 1.78 at this point of time. So yeah, I think at 8 minutes I will add the cooler, and let's see, because I really don't want this video to be like really long. Again, this is not exactly like a crazy benchmark test like for 30 minutes or things like that. You can actually see that it is throttling. This side is pretty hot. This side is okay, or not too shabby, but this side is like, if I was keeping it, like keeping my hand on this, it is pretty hot. 8 minutes at this point of time, 1.76. So yeah, let's try to, again, this is throttling at this point of time. It should be 2 gigahertz, but it's not. So let's try to add a cooler and let's see if it improves the speed itself. So let me just push this here a bit. And okay, before that, let me just open the flaps. And the USB itself. Cool. It's a bit flimsy, but the overall build quality is pretty good. Cool. Let's just add this on top like this, and at the same time, hopefully you guys can see a bit better to an extent, and hopefully. So I have the laptop cooler on top of it now. So hopefully currently it's at running around 1.8. So if it goes at around 2, that will be pretty cool. Just to show you all guys that I am running on the cooling pad. Here's the cooling pad itself. I know the camera footage is a bit, you know, not the best, but hopefully you guys can see. So yeah, it's on the cooler at this point of time, and let's see if it increases the gigahertz by decreasing the you know the temperatures itself. So currently it's at 62, 63, which is pretty good. Okay, 6.7, sorry, 1.7. So let's give it maybe, okay, by the way, here's the timer itself. I know I can't show you the timer, but I'm maybe keeping it over here maybe. So you guys can at least get some kind of a understanding of how long it takes. By the way, this is a real time kind of. This is not a live stream or anything, but this is real time. 10 minutes 42 at this point of time. And yeah, it's currently at 1.74, 1.68. I'm going to give it another minute or two, and let's see if that increases, or if the speed increases. If the speed increases, great. The temperatures seem to be okay. 62, 62, 58 is not shabby at all. But the whole point is that this should increase. The clocks should increase. And hopefully it does with the CPU cooler itself. The CPU cooler again is from Deepcool. The reason I bought this was because it was a very nice and small, and it could fit in a 14-inch laptop cover, which was pretty good. So I can basically carry it anywhere I want, and that was for me. It should be something small and something compact and something which can elevate the laptop itself a bit, and at the same time give it cooling. So that's what I was going out for. And if it reduces at least the the chassis, if it cools the chassis itself, I'm pretty happy. But again, at least in this case, this is a very very hard stress test on the laptop itself. So again, still at 1.76, 1.79. I was hoping to get around 2 gigahertz, hopefully with the laptop, the laptop cooler itself. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's literally over there. Again, the temperatures are fine for this, but again, it's a bit throttling, even with the CPU cooler itself. So I would say it is helping out to an extent, I guess. It should be helping out to an extent. But maybe not as much. Maybe not as much as I anticipated. Because if the frequency increases, that means it is helping out. But in this case, it doesn't look like. So yeah, so let me conclude with one thing. The pad, you know, may help out to a certain extent, but it won't be like a game changer. Okay. Number two itself, this laptop throttles if you put a synthetic benchmark. Keep that in mind. If you see, it's 1.66 at this point of time, but the base should have been 2. If you see here. And yeah, so who should buy this? Okay, should you buy this laptop now? Because after you've seen this, like the right side, sorry, the left side itself gets a little bit on the hotter side, and if you see, the throttling also is happening at this point of time. So should you buy it? If you're going to do like video editing, like 1080p to at least 4K, it should be fine. It should be fine, because again, this is synthetic benchmark. Keep that in mind. I'm using Firma Prime 95 and literally burning the CPU itself. So it should be fine for that kind of a use case. But if you're doing something more extreme than that, I would say don't buy this, because again, they have literally added an 8 series processor in a thin and light chassis. So that is literally not a good combination normally, but it is still running not too shabby, but not too good also at the same time. So yeah, at the end of the day, I would say If you're thinking that it will thermal throttle, it does thermal throttle, again with a synthetic benchmark. But do I still think it's worth the price? Yes, it is. And who should buy this? Again, light users, casual users, developers, productivity people, and also if you want to video edit, maybe 1080p to 4K videos and things like that, and also play some medium to medium to indie games. It's pretty good. So yeah, so that's about it, guys. Hopefully it's not too long, and hopefully you get a good amount of benchmarks on what you can expect, what are the performances you can expect with this laptop itself. What I'll do last thing is I just want to see how fast it goes to its at least 2 gigahertz. So after closing all these down, so I have closed down this one. Let's close down Prime 95 because that's the craziest one. So let's stop that. And yeah, let's stop this. And let's see. Yeah, see the things have come back to normal. You see 3.6, 1.7, 1.9, 3.2, which is good. Temperatures are at 50, 50, 46. Again, this is with the laptop cooler. Keep that in mind. So yeah, that's about that, guys. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.